we're back. This is Janita and Kimmy.
Hi.
We're Blessed to Press Creations. And this is the part 2 of the video where I was creating the image for the doormat from Home Depot. As you know, we sublimate into this area here, although you're perfectly able to do some extra work and sublimate on the outside, but we've created an image to fit on the inside of that. That's where we'll be sublimating to. My image is not a for sale image. This is just a project for my household, but I wanted to get it done. So anyway, this is the image that I just did the video on, printing, showing you the process that I followed. I followed Lashana Caraway Swan on Facebook, her process. Also, Angelo Bonaparte, as I mentioned, has a tutorial on how to do both of their videos is on how to create a full sublimation t-shirt. I just followed her steps and made it applicable to me doing the mat. I also cut out 2 sections of her teaching because I wasn't doing a t-shirt and I have an easier time making the extra bleed area into my image. So if you see my video, you'll see the steps that she did, but a couple of different, I cut out some parts of it. Also, I have images on here for 2 other projects because I did not want to waste my paper. This is a lot of dead space paper that you would be wasting if I didn't put in something else. So I do have some other projects that are projects for a client that I need to have these images for. Well, not the Giants. The Giants is going to go on another mat, but it is for another project. So we're going to go through the next set of steps to put this mat together. So at this particular time, most of the people that that I've seen that do the large piece together printing, they usually have a 24 by 24 or something like that guillotine cutter. I only have a 12-inch guillotine cutter. It's going to work for me because I'm going to be cutting away a good part of my paper to get rid of the images that don't apply to this particular job on these sheets. So it'll have the paper be down low enough, small enough where I can cut off the excess that we don't need to have. So let me go ahead and get that done. On this one in particular, I have to cut it with a scissor because the bottom image is a little bit higher than the bottom of the paper. It's not going to affect the end result of my mat because that's at the bottom of the image, the bottom of the paper. So what we have to do when you're going to cut it to piece together, one section of the image you will keep the excess paper. I've determined this page to be on both sides where I keep the extra paper to tape it together. And I'm going to trim right on up to the edge of the inner parts that'll be taped together. I'm going to trim right to the edge of my Giants picture here, as well as on the other side. And this middle panel will be what I keep the edges on to get it together. So I'm going to go on ahead. My phone be doing all kinds of weird things. I'm going to go on ahead and just trim this down. So yeah, that's not going to work either. So I'm just going to cut it with the scissor from the bottom. And again, that won't affect anything because it's the bottom of the mat. This part, again, I'm not trimming anything off of that. And everything that I'm cutting away, I'm going to put aside. Alright, this side needs to get trimmed. But again, it's not going to fit in my guillotine cutter. So I'm going to have a little bit of a trouble. Because I need this to go straight up the side. So let's see how good I am at cutting a straight line. Only because my picture, how much room do I need? Oh, that's not going to work at all. Okay. You know what I'm going to do? I'm going to get my craft mat right there. And I'm going to use my metal ruler and my, what is it called?
I don't know.
I'm going to use my metal ruler and my rolly blade.
Oh, the blade? Like a pizza cutter?
Yeah. Excuse the condition of my mat, people. This is a well-seasoned mat right here. So I have that. I have my Cricut big ruler. I have never opened it, so there's no better occasion than right now to open up this beauty. Alright, so this is 18 inches and it's bigger than what I need on here. So now I'm going to come down here and line this up just perfectly as best I can. Shaving off just a trim, just a hair of the image so that I can make sure all the white is out. And give it a roll. Okay? And the objective is to get as close to the image as I can. That looks a little wonky, but we're going to roll with it because that's what I got. Okay? And then I have this. And once again, I'm going to use my scissors and cut the image at the bottom because that stork is placed precariously. One day I'll get a 24-inch guillotine cutter, but for right now, I got to make it work with what I got. Period. Alright, and this is the part that I'm going to trim over here because that's the part that's going to match up to the image. So I'm going to put that on there. And what you want to make sure you're doing is cutting away all of the white. Okay, and I have that lined up really good. Let me go and trim. Okay, now having done that, I'm going to put my image down and see what we got. What I want to test and do, I want to check it out up against the rug. So I'm going to put the rug up on my work surface. And then I'm going to test my image. Oh, here we go. You're in Giants country. That's good. And I know it's still backwards, but now what's great is my bleed is in the blue. So I know based on where this is and where I can feel on here, I'm in good shape with my design. And what I need to do is line everything up so that it matches this way. And if I was any good at cutting, it should be fine and not have any lines. You want to overlap just a smidge to avoid getting, and I can see a little bit of white, so I want to make sure I don't see any white. Standing back, looks like I'm okay. How does that look in the camera?
Looks pretty good.
Alright, so just from here we don't see any lines, but that doesn't mean too much of anything. So what we have to do now, after I take off this, now I'm going to have to get the tape to the back. Now to do that, I'm going to line this up again, and I'm going to be using heat transfer tape. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with what I have on the top. So I'm going to line this up as best I can again. It looks good to me. And I'm going to place my first piece of heat transfer tape up here, but not on the image.
Smart.
And then I'm going to get another piece to go down here, but not on the image. And then I'm going to wrap that around. Okay. I'm going to wrap this around up here, just to hold them together. And then I'll flip this over and hope everything stays put. I'll look and see right quick.
Looks pretty good.
Looks still like it's pretty good. I'm going to put it down that way and then go for the gusto in the middle. And I'm going to be generous with my tape because we have to press this in sections, so you definitely don't want anything to move. And since I only have a little bit of tape binding the top, the bottom is good because most of it folded over. I'm going to turn it over again.
That looks really good.
Step back. And it still looks like it's lined up really good.
Perfect.
Okay. Now I'm going to move over to the other side, or actually I'll just turn my image around to me and do it upside down and try to accomplish the same thing. So I'm matching up my image here. Okay. Alright. I've been having trouble with my back, and bending right here is just killing it.
You need a larger table.
Taller, higher.
Yeah.
Alright, so I got that and it still looks like I got it in a good spot. So now I'm going to go ahead and flip it over. Okay. And then I'm going to put an extra piece down on the bottom just because I don't have a whole bunch of tape curving around. Alright. So now I'm going to step back and take a look again. Let me put it the right way. Okay. Alright, let's step back and see what we got.
Looks pretty good to me, guys.
Okay. Yeah, that looks good. Okay. In a previous video of someone else that I watched, they stapled their image to the rug because they didn't want the image to move. We have spray. We're going to bet our eggs that the spray will hold the image to the rug. So that's what we're going to go with. So what we're going to do, I'm going to spray, and then it's just a matching game with getting your image lined up. I'm going to go with that.
Okay.
I have bleed on all the sides, and we're going to go to the heat press. And I'm going to intentionally press this in 2 pieces. Okay. So you want to get it on the entire bed of the press, and we're going to go 400.
Oh wait, parchment paper?
Oh yeah.
Always want to have your parchment paper, guys. Okay, so it's on 400 for 60 seconds. Okay guys, so now Mom is going to slide the rug on over and sublimate on the other side of the rug. Okay, now we're just going to bring it over to the work table and we'll be back to show you the finished product.
Alright, we got a little bit of an issue in the middle part there. Probably the pressure from looking at some of the sublimation. But I think that overall it looks good. You do not see the lines from where the paper meets. You definitely don't. This part that is missing a little bit here is more of the pressure or something to that effect, where I should have probably set it differently on the mat. But other than that, I think that overall I'm pleased with how it turned out.
Yeah, I like it. It's just, yeah. So yeah, Mom and I were just saying that it looks like more of a pressure problem, but I'll zoom in so you guys can see what we're talking about. There's some light spots right in the middle around the bottom there, and so, but this is good to know for next time, and we can keep practicing and getting better. But the color is vibrant, and I think my dad will still really love this. He's a Giants fanatic, so
yeah. Alright, so guys, there you have it. That's the second part of the video with doing a
doormat sublimation.
yes, and we're pleased. It's a home-based project, so it's all well. Thank you so much for joining us. And again, if you have any questions, any thing you'd like us to try out, please by all means leave it in the comments down below. Make any suggestions, any critical, what is it called?
Criticisms? Critiques?
Critiques or criticism?
Yeah.
You know what I'm trying to say. I'm tired and my back is burning. But we appreciate any feedback that you have that will help us in our journey as we attempt to help you in yours. Thanks so much for watching, and God bless. Have a great day.
All right, bye guys.